Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the Mabinogi Eternity section on the Korean website. And today we're going to be looking at for silky Militian hair. So, hello, this is Developer K. I would like to talk about the process of applying physics-based animation to bring life to the hair of Militians. In the beginning, there was a skeleton, so this is a skeleton of a Militian. The screenshot above is of the skeleton omitted for illustration purposes. In the actual game, more skeletons are used for various movements. Traditional animation techniques for creating character movement include: there's a basic skeleton for the character, and the key animation which moves the skeleton in XYZ direction and adds a key to each frame is common. For example, let's consider the motion called walking. Since the legs must move back and forth, the thigh, calf, foot, and toe bones must be moved to each frame to set the height, left foot, right foot, respectively. Of course, let's move the arms naturally too. Let's set the height by moving the upper arm, forearm, and hand skeletons each frame. For natural movement, the body also needs to be in rhythm. So pelvis, spine, neck, etc. Walking was used as an example, but in Mabinogi, all character movements are performed in the same manner as above. It is a key animation method that holds the key by moving the position of the skeleton for each frame. The motions of various skills, the motions of actions, etc., all movements. When the above skeleton moves, the attached modeling should also move along with it, right? The work done to achieve this is called rigging and skinning. Connect each vortex of modeling to the skeleton rigging and set the skeleton by giving weights that will be affected by its movement skinning. This allows the attached modeling skin to stretch or shrink when the skeleton moves. Since the basic skeleton of the character is shared, even if the modeling is changed, if the skinning is done properly, the animation operates normally. So hair animation, let's take an example of a ponytail. It is said that animation must be added to the ponytail hair with all key animation data created based on the basic skeleton described above. First, we need to add a skeleton for the ponytail for movement to the basic skeleton. So here you can see the picture for an example. Now all you have to do is add a key for the movement of the additional skeleton for the ponytail to the animations you previously created for character movement. In all character animations 13,586, the key of the skeleton added for the ponytail must be adjusted step by step. So here's all the steps. As the hair bones continue to be added to the base bone, rigging and skinning problems also arise. So, separation of the hair skeleton. Before something like the above becomes difficult just by imagining it, let's separate the hair skeleton from the basic skeleton. Leave the existing basic skeleton and animation data as is and create a separate skeleton for the hair. Let's use the ponytail as an example again. Let's create a separate hair skeleton like this and create a separate animation for the ponytail that will run simultaneously with the existing animation. At this time, When the walking animation of the basic skeleton is executed, the walking animation of the ponytail skeleton is also executed at the same time. The animation operates separately on the two skeletons, but the result looks like one movement. Of course, for this it is necessary to adjust the frame length of both animations and keep adjusting them based on the basic skeleton animation so that the hair does not stick out too much. Separating the skeleton only solves problems in the rigging and skinning process compared to adding a hair skeleton to the basic skeleton. The process for creating a key animation corresponding to all existing animations is the same. Currently, in the case of moving wigs and hair Mabinogi, the skeleton is separated for each hair mesh and a key animation is created and applied in response to the motion applied to the existing basic skeleton. Physics-based animation. What is physics animation? As physical properties such as mass, inertia, damping, and elasticity. This refers to animation that is simulated to produce results similar to everyday physical phenomena. In short, if you set various conditions, movement is automatically created according to the physical phenomena. If you just listen to the exclamation, there is no need to specify the position for the skeleton for each frame like in the existing key animation. It sounds like a technology that naturally and automatically simulates the position of the skeleton. In reality, there are many things to consider in order to express natural movement. Let's use the ponytail as an example again. Even in motion, in place, in motion that moves and runs, or in motion with high acceleration, the simulation should come out not moving as if it's bouncing too much, right? In small movements, there is little response to external factors, so it is difficult to express the ponytail's movements in detail. On the other hand, with large movements, acceleration or collisions can make the simulation unstable, causing the movement to appear inaccurate. To respond to these problems, adjust the parameters of the physics simulation, or adjustments to the magnitude and direction of the motion are required. Nevertheless, there are cases where it is not possible to satisfy both extreme situations of small motion and large motion. Initial physics-based animation test appearance, so that's this here. So 1, no physical animation, and 2, small physical animation movement, and 3, large physical animation movement. So you can see here how the hair isn't moving at all when the character moves, and you can see here how it's moving a little bit when the character moves, and in 3 you can see how the hair is moving a lot when the character moves. For the flowing Malaysian hair, the key animation and physics-based animation introduced above are all research and development processes for the flowing Malaysian hair. In addition, there are various contents such as combination of key animation and physics-based animation, retargeting system, etc. We will cover related content in the next costume animation, the 4-pointed skirt action. Okay, we will cover related content in the next costume animation. The 4-pointed skirt is actually. As the journey of the Mabinogi Eternity project continues, Malaysian's hair will become even more luscious. Okay, so this is good. So they are working on hair movement in this part of the update. Okay, so we'll be looking at another part of the Mabinogi Eternity section on the Korean website. So the 4-point skirt is actually So we develop with Unreal Engine, so of course the skirt will naturally flow, right? This time we will focus on expressing natural movement in costume animation, especially skirt-shaped costumes. Let me introduce you to the animation-related R&D process. Let's briefly recall the key animation and rigging and skinning introduced in the hair animation section. Key animation holds the key by moving the position of the skeleton for each frame. Rigging and skinning connect each vertex of the modeling to the skeleton rigging and give the skeleton a weight to be affected by its movement, skinning. 4-point skirt, not bulletproof. Taking the popo skirt as an example, the skirt hem of the popo skirt is rigged and skinned to the leg bones, so when the legs move due to the key animation, the attached skirt moves together. So what should I do to make the skirt part of the 4-point skirt move separately? You just need to create an additional skeleton to move the skirt and set a separate key animation. Volitions who have seen the hair animation process will have already noticed, but there is a problem. So they're just saying the same, they're just using the hair example here. If this continues, the skeleton will continue to proliferate as each costume has a different shape. However, this is a problem I have already experienced once with hair animation. Just apply the same solution as hair animation. So, cloth simulation. It is a type of physics-based animation that was previously introduced in hair animation. It refers to a technology that imitates the motion of flexible materials such as clothing or fabric. What makes hair animation different from physically based animation is that cloth simulation movements do not require a skeleton. Of course, since physical calculations are performed at the vertex level instead, it is bound to be heavy in terms of performance. What if we combined Mabinogi with cloth simulation, which is excellent for expressing the smooth movement of fabric? I started applying the cloth simulation by imagining the possum skirt I was wearing swaying in the air every time I walked. The problem is form. A problem occurred during testing with various types of skirts: short skirt, long skirt, wide skirt, narrow skirt. By rigging and skinning, there are no parts that can be stretched beyond the original form of the modeling. As physics calculations were performed at the vertex level, side effects occurred, such as legs going through the skirt or the bottom of the skirt being rolled up. Of course, there is room for improvement by setting additional physical properties and increasing the amount of computation. It was difficult to expect natural movement in long and narrow skirts. If you attach a skeleton as before, rig it, skin it, and then use the key animation to move it, the mesh will stretch beyond its existing shape. The movement of the flowing skirt that was initially thought is moving further away. Physics simulation again. As applied in previous hair, a separate skeleton for the skirt was created, separated from the basic skeleton, and attached to the skeleton for the skirt. A method of applying physics simulation was introduced. The basic skeleton of the character is used to control the character's movement. This skeleton determines the overall movement of the character and handles the basic animations such as walking, running, jumping, etc. The skeleton for the skirt is responsible for simulating the physics of the skirt parts, used to represent the movement of the skirt more realistically. Physics-based animation calculates the movement of the skirt by considering physical factors such as gravity, air resistance, and external interference. For example, when a character moves quickly, the effect of a skirt blowing in the wind is physically simulated. The physical effects make the game character's motion feel more lifelike and realistic. By combining these two separate skeletal systems, the overall movement of the character utilizes traditional animation techniques, while the movement of one particular part, the skirt, is expressed more naturally through physics-based form. However, there were problems with applying physics-based animation. In small movements, there is less response to external factors. The movement of the skirt is difficult to express in detail. On the other hand, with large movements, acceleration or collisions make the simulation unstable, causing the movement to appear inaccurate. To respond to these problems, it is necessary to adjust the parameters of the physics simulation or adjust the size and direction of motion. There were limits to the physical simulation results appearing natural in all movements. Combination of key animation and physics simulation. To solve the problem, key animation was applied to the skeleton at the beginning of the chain in the chain-shaped skirt skeleton. This ensures that movement at the top of the skirt is reliably controlled by key animation. We apply physics-based animation to the remaining bones of the skirt, propagating physical movement based on the key animation movement of the top bone. Through this, it has become a form that can satisfy both stability in large motions and movement in small motions. The problem is that you need to separate the skeletons for all skirt-shaped meshes and set key animations for each skeleton for each mesh. To solve this, we used Unreal's retargeting function. Utilize retargeting system. To increase efficiency, add a skirt bone to the basic torso skeleton. Using this, we used Unreal's retargeting system in the process of applying key animation to the top bone of the skirt. Add the skirt's armature to the main torso armature. This integrates the skirt and bodice bones into one frame. Apply key animation to the skirt bone added to the basic torso bone. The animation will control the movement of the top part of the skirt. Using Unreal's retargeting system, skirts of various shapes, long skirts, short skirts, skirts with one side long, skirts with different waistlines, starting points, allows you to correspond to the movements of the basic torso skeleton. Through this, the movement of the upper part of the skirt is moved by the key animation of the skirt bone of the basic torso skeleton, and the remaining parts are moved by the animation key of the skirt bone of the basic body skeleton. Each skirt is moved by a physics simulation of the skeleton connected to the mesh. Using a retargeting system, we efficiently integrate the structure of the existing torso skeleton and the newly added skirt bone. It was effective in combining animations for various parts by flexibly constructing the character's skeleton. So you can see in this image here, retargeting results, light blue basic skeleton, blue skirt mesh skeleton. Okay, so yeah, the light blue here is like the basic skeleton, and then the dark blue here, the normal blue, is the skirt mesh skeleton. We may not be satisfied with all forms, but we will find the answer. As always, below is a temporary modeling resource for testing that was used in the early R&D process. Key animation, torso skeleton plus upper skirt skeleton, physical animation, skirt lower skeleton combination result. So here you can see those images. The 4-point skirt was actually a skirt that moved in the air. All of the content introduced above was a process to express the natural movement of the 4-point skirt. Although cloth animation has not been applied to cloth skirts, research is underway to apply it to cloaks and certain types of mesh. In addition, various research is underway to improve the natural motion of clothing using a new engine. So this video recently came out in Korea about 18 hours ago, 18 or 19 hours ago, almost a day. And this is called Mabinogi Eternity Battle Testing and Development Status. So let's take a look at this. And we have English closed captioning for this.
안녕하세요. 마비노기 총괄 디렉터 미경훈입니다.
This is Min Kyung-eun, the general director of Mabinogi Eternity. So last summer we showed you Eternity's development and status and internal testing site.
뒤로 이터니티가 어떤 모습으로 찾아올지 많은 밀레시안 여러분들께서 궁금해하셨을 것 같습니다.
I think Militians have been curious about what Eternity will look like.
그래서 이번에는
So this time we've prepared a meaningful opportunity to invite you, our Militians, to the boss battle we're currently developing, and hear your opinions.
그간 이터니티에 보내주신 성원만큼이나 큰 관심과 열정을 제가 직접
At the test site, I was able to personally experience the great interest and passion that has been shown to Eternity so far. This test was conducted as a combat-focused test. So this is going to be like about the... I think it's going to be like about the Glass Xanafiedlion boss fight. I prepared this video to convey the changed appearance of Eternity. Okay, so if we actually turn these off for a second, we can actually see the game screen right here. We have a better idea of what the UI is going to look like. It looks like there's some status effects listed down here. Our HP, our MP, and our stamina skills will be down here. I wonder if you'll be able to move this around the skill bar. And we can also see what the minimap will sort of look like. And then it looks like this is going to be the party information. So it looks like, I think these are the Arcana. So you'll be able to tell which party member has which Arcana for parties, just by looking at the icons. That looks like it's going to be pretty helpful.
생생하게 전해드리고 조금이나마 궁금하신 점을
Okay, here's the boss fight.
영상을 준비해 보았습니다. 그럼 지금부터 이터니티 전투의 모습이 어떻게
Now I'll show you how the Eternity battle has changed, step by step along the test site.
이번 테스트는
This test will present a reimagined version of the battle with the final boss, the Glass Xanafiedlion.
전투를 새롭게 재구성해서 선보여드리게 됐습니다.
Yeah, so we've seen some new Eternity posts about this guy, but now we can actually see like some of the boss fight in action. So this looks pretty good. We can see the full, what the interface will look like. So here's our skills. There's the boss's HP, and you can see all your party members, what Arcana they're in, who's the leader. The mini-map is over there. It's being blocked by the Mabinogi logo, but the mini-map is there. And this is the new boss room. They talked about this in one of their posts. The boss room is going to change. The gargoyle statues are going to do more. You're going to have to like do something with those gems, those purple gems over there.
구현하려고 노력을 했고 이러한 디테일과 발전된 표현을 통해서 보스전
Yeah, they tried to add like more movements and mechanics. So here you can see the way that it currently is, and here you can see like the new changes that they're making to it.
패턴이 완전히 다르지는 않습니다.
The strategy pattern is not completely different from the existing boss battles. However, we added new gimmicks to provide a variety of changes within the familiarity so that you can fully enjoy the fun through cooperation with party
그리고
members.
강화된 시인성과 화려한 연출을 통해서 공략의 즐거움을
And we put a lot of effort into making the game more enjoyable through enhanced visibility and splendid production.
더할 수 있도록 많이 노력했습니다. 계속해서 다듬어 가면서
We plan to continue to refine and perfect Eternity's unique boss battles.
나갈 예정이니까 앞으로의 변화도 많이
So please look forward to the future changes.
이번 테스트에서는 플레이온의
And in this test, we increased the expressiveness of skill effects,
구현하기 어려웠던 새로운
along with new productions that were difficult to implement
스킬 이펙트의 표현
in Pleon.
력을 높였습니다. 글라스 기분엔의 패턴과 기믹
As you break through the Glasgavlin's mood patterns
파괴하면서 일정
and gimmicks
구간에 도달하게 되면
and reach a certain point, a cutscene like transition scene will appear.
전투는 그대로
Even during this moment, the battle continues,
긴장의 끈을 놓지
so you feel the tension without letting go and
이제 새로운
feel
페이지가 시작된다라는 느낌.
the feeling that a new page is beginning more clearly. Yeah, that's pretty
전환
cool.
연출이 끝나면 이 페이지로 접어들게 되고
After the transition is finished, it will fold to page 2.
더 긴장감 있는
The background changes to a more tense one and a more violent Glasgavlin.
나타나게 됩니다. 페이지 전환과 함께 패턴뿐만 아니라 공간의 분위기도 변경하면서
We intended to create more fast-paced and tense battle experience by changing not only the pattern but also the atmosphere of the space along with the page transition. Feedback you've given us during this Glasgavlin Basics battle test will be used as valuable data to refine the overall battle tempo. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this is maybe going to be some sort of like closed beta test that actual players can do. Hopefully that's the case over in Korea. And it looks like they're open to feedback, so that's good. That's definitely the right move if that's like what they're doing.
발전된 모습을 기대해 주셔도 좋습니다. 앞서 보신 것과 같이 보스전의 연출
As you can see above, there have been significant changes not only to the presentation of boss battles, but also to the skill
기존의 분위기는
effects.
유지하면서 이터니티 스타일에 맞
While maintaining the original atmosphere, we have improved the skill effects to be more flashy to fit the Eternity style.
보다 색감과 궤적 그리고 피니시 순간의 연출을 강화해서
Overall, we have strengthened the color, trajectory, and finishing moment presentation to ensure that it can be recognized at a glance even during party play, and we will continue to work hard to develop it so that we can continue to show you more advanced Arcana skills in the future.
이터니티 프로젝트의 아주 일부
I believe that the fact that we were able to show you a small part of the Eternity project
부분이나마 직접 보여드리고 이렇게 현장 테스트까지
and conduct field
진행해볼 수
tests
있었던
like
것은
this
오랫동안 이터니티를 기다려주신 밀레시안 여러분들의 관심과 응원 덕분이라고 생각합니다.
is thanks to the interest and support of all the Militians who have waited for Eternity for a long time. We will do our best to show you an improved version as soon as possible. So, yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be before we get new information. But I'm assuming that we'll get another update on Eternity by the next Fantasy Party, which will probably be like in June sometime. But yeah, this is the most recent video with some updates. This was pretty interesting. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi. Oh, hang on a second. My cat is missing. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure if that program for my little cat avatar, like, closed on its own, or if I just closed it on accident. So today we're going to do 2 techs, because I can buy a Neurite thing for today, and I have one that I bought yesterday as well. And we're going to do our dailies for the event, and we're going to do the daily veteran dungeon. I'll probably do a couple of random dailies for Venture Seals too. Deliver cotton candy, deliver a snack basket. I have a snack basket crafted. And we have some cotton candy in my food truck pet, I think. Or no? Where did I put the cotton candy? Uh-oh. I don't remember where I put it. Not there. No? Uh-oh. Which pet inventory did I put that in? Okay, we're gonna have to look around. I know I have some cotton candy stashed somewhere. I just don't remember exactly where now. What if I put it in the broom? Nope, I didn't put it in here. This broom pet is like from the first year that we ever had this event. An old pet. Oh, wait a minute, I remember now. It's not in a pet. I bought a bunch of cotton candy and I left it in the auction house. And I haven't claimed all of it yet. That's what my plan was. Okay. Alright, let's go turn this in. It's gonna be a while before the giant gingerbread man shows up. And there's the basket. Explore the tent and defeat the giant gingerbread man. So we're going back into the dessert tent. Let's equip some dual guns. I've been using like Arsenal Gunner in here a lot. Take out 10 of each of them. one more crispy. And then buttery. Oh, whoops. That's fine, we'll get 12 of each then. Okay, now we just have the savory ones. Hang on, let's go over here. Okay, so I think tomorrow we'll actually be able to continue the story for this event. Where'd that new item go? Okay, let's put that one there. Where's the one I found today, though? Oh, there it is. Pull all those over here. Alright, and while we wait to fight the giant gingerbread man, let's go get daily dungeon quests and buy the extra neurite that I need for the tech. So what's the veteran dungeon today? Rabbi, okay. Let's get one of those. And what's the normal daily dungeon? Okay, so we're not doing that unless we get an unlimited veteran foamer pass from Rabbi on veteran mode. And we're only a couple of in-game hours away from the gingerbread man showing up, so we're going to do a couple of dailies for adventure seals while we wait for that. What kind of shadow missions do we have today? Battle for Tailton 1. Battle for Tailton 2 is better. And their method. Okay, that's the zombie one. Give 5 large nails to Maddock. Nails for stones done. Madeline's Revenge. Give him a striped marlin. Done. What are we gathering? Potatoes. Okay, daily trade quest. Make 3,000 seasonal ducats in profit. So we can do that later. And let's go to Belvast and get Kinu's Revenge. Which is always the same. Take out a bandit boss ogre during commerce. So you can find one of those by randomly commercing in Ulad. And let's pop over to Idia. We'll go pick up Lambert's request. Okay, why is this thing going slow? Does that have stamina? No, it's good. Okay, Lambert's request. And we'll do a couple other dailies while we get this one done. Lambert's errands. So get the Quilla base camp report. Alexina has that, and she has the Ruin Discovery daily for us as well. So the fastest way to do that is to go to the Human Mark Mana Tunnel. And it looks like this area isn't being farmed by anyone else, so that means we're in luck. If it is, you can always just come back later. So there should be 8 sculptures going this way. I think we missed one like right in here. There it is. It's a good way to level up your exploration level, get a little bit of extra AP. And then there are 8 more going this way. Let's go to the Arcana Association room, because that's on the same level that the castle library is. And let's dash over to Kalida. Belita's the leader of the camp. And if I felt like it, I could do the hot air balloon daily, because Belita also has that, but I'm not an elf right now, so I'm not going to. And now we need to go dash back to Lambert and turn this in. I think we can do that just before the giant gingerbread man shows up. I think we have enough time. It's gonna be a little close, but should be enough time. And done. Alright, let's go over here. Oh, and there he is, so we're actually just on time for it. Alright, well, we got him. So I guess we'll do the veteran dungeon next, which is Rabbi. When does this expire? A day? I did a rebirth recently. I do have a rebirth potion in the bank, though. And tomorrow we'll get a Forgetful Potion from the Pan's event, so that's good. Do I have a 3x Baltane Crystal? Anywhere? Or not? Actually, I could do Nowhere to Run today after the vet dungeon. And then we could do it again tomorrow. Let me make sure I don't have any of those crystals. Isn't there like a crystal icon here? No? Crystal... No? Okay. Because I want to level up Forbidden Alchemist a little bit, so... Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a Baltane Crystal now. And then we'll get one tomorrow too, and because we'll be getting a Forgetful Potion. Dual guns and staff. Summon up those two. Pull up my status list so we can keep an eye on the Gunner's Crest. Alright, let's go. Let's get this cleared. Alright, it is time for the boss. So let's get rid of that. Then we're going to go over here. Whoops, I meant to get her more than that. I attacked a little too early with that. 19 minutes and 42 seconds. Hey, an unlimited veteran foamer pass, so we will do Coil Dungeon after all. Smoldering Thread, a normal gem. Let's pop over to Coil. Since I have the veteran pass anyway, I might as well. Thursday will be the big day. That's when I can run techs again. Well, more techs. When does this Smoldering Thread expire? Yeah, I don't really care about that. I'm more concerned about getting the Ice Scorched crests done, because that's more expensive. Okay, so we're doing this one on Veteran next. Alright, time for the boss. Let's go ahead and use some time shift. Okay, I'm gonna put that guy on ice. I don't want him interfering. Use that here too. Then we're about to get a boost. Let's get that guy real quick. What are you doing? Get out of here. Got him. Oops, that didn't hit. Oops. Okay, let's put some distance. Freeze him. Got him. Okay, take the aggro off. Fire. Oops, a little too far away. Okay, we got him. And now there's one more gremlin left. And done in 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Smoldering thread. Perfect. So now the normal daily dungeon is done. And we're not gonna need dual guns anymore. Let's go ahead and get this summoned. We're gonna use that crystal. And let's go ahead and do nowhere to run and level up a bunch. Because we're gonna switch over to the Forbidden Alchemist so I can get some more levels up on that. And then tomorrow we'll do the same thing, because we'll be getting a Forgetful Potion from the Pan's Attendance event. Because this gives out a Forgetful Potion. Oh, how long do I have to use my Any Pass selection box? 4 more days. Okay. You know what, let's do this. Let's just turn this into, like, solid gold. Turn it into cash. We'll get 2 Nearite for it. Oh cool, and that just stacks the ones from the Adventure Seals shop. So we'll actually run 4 techs today. We're gonna do that after we do Nowhere to Run. So I can get some gold. Because right now I'm focusing on like making a profit so I can get as many ice scorched crests as I can for my arsenal gunner. Okay, we'll put that there. And let's go to... Wait a minute. Go to Avalon Gate. Oh right, I also need a pass to get in here. Duh. Let's hope I can draw one. If I can't, I'll use Adventure Seals and buy one. Which I don't want to do, but I'll do it if I have to. One of those has to be a Beltane Pass box. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Nowhere to run. And then we'll do this. And do that. And then I need the potion. We're going to use this. This will last for 30 minutes. Give us a lot more XP. Nowhere to run on Elite. Okay, let's go. And then this pet buff will also give me a little bit more XP as well. Alright, all the way to level 200. So that's good. Let's go ahead and pick up the remaining gems and get out of here. Are there any more gems here? Yeah, there's like 2 over here. Need these for my spirit weapons. Any other gems that I missed? That my doll bag missed? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So let's get out of here. Oh, whoops. And spear. I'll feed the rest of those to you. And all 9 of those. Nice, 94%. Okay, let's get out of here. And go do tech missions. We're gonna do 4 of them. So really quick, before we do techs, I will be right back, and then we're gonna do techs after that, and then that's probably gonna be it. Okay, let's go head to the Send Mag and do some techs. Nope, that bear is very annoying. Oh wait, and I need to change into Dark Diviner real quick. Alright, let's go. So 4 tech runs. Let's activate Mana Shield. And we'll do this one. Wow, that is a lot of smoldering thread. Those awakened strength fragments are good. Those go for like 50k a piece. Okay, so one more time. Because we have one more neurite left. And that's 4 times. Okay, let's put this over here, and we don't need that summon anymore. Pull that out. $160K. 340. $520. And 710K in total, I think. So we'll take out 700K of that. If I chose to get all that smoldering thread taken care of, we would have... Yeah, that would cost pretty much everything that we have right now. But I could do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. This smoldering thread is gonna expire if I don't. Okay, let's go to the association room. And then we'll switch back to Arsenal Gunner. And then make some crests. 1,230,000 gold. That's how much it's gonna cost. Crap, that's a lot. And we still need 424 more to like finish this out, so that's gonna cost like another 4,200,000 just for those. Got a lot of crests to make. And then the ice scorched ones are also going to be a lot of work. Okay, let's go back to the island to just get ready for tomorrow's stuff that we're going to be doing here. Over the weekend, I did finally actually clear out my, like, bags that have, like, leather in them and stuff, and silk. I crafted, like, a bunch of leather straps and stuff to finally clean those out, because they were, like, full. Alright, well, we'll be wrapping up the live stream right around here for today, so... tomorrow we're going to do one more tech. We're going to get one more of those Nearite crystals. And we'll do the veteran dungeon. Basically the same stuff that we did today, but we're going to do Nowhere to Run as well. Pretty much. Oh, and really quick, let's do a rebirth too, actually, before I forget. Because I'm still trying to get, like, the stat points for leveling up Forbidden Alchemist. That's the only reason I really care about leveling it, to get more MP, stamina, that kind of thing. Alright, well, we'll continue working on the event stuff and some dailies tomorrow.